Have you ever had that moment, and I think we've all been there, where you're in a conversation in English and you know exactly what you want to say?
Oh,
I
absolutely.
mean, the idea is crystal clear in your head,
Yes.
perfectly formed, and then just nothing.
Just that horrible pause. Silence?
Or like a weird noise. It's like that buffering wheel is just spinning in your brain, loading, loading, and your mouth is just waiting.
It's the universal struggle for language learners. It feels like your brain just hit a massive traffic jam. You can see where you want to go, but the car will not move.
Exactly. And that gap, that pause, it's the enemy. It creates anxiety, it kills the flow, and honestly, it's just exhausting.
That exhaustion is real. It's cognitive overload.
So today, we're going deep on a source that tackles this problem head on. We're looking at the guide called Think in English, Not Translate.
Right.
And our mission for this deep dive is really specific. We're not just looking for grammar hacks. We want to unpack the actual mechanics of switching your brain from translation mode to thinking mode.
And what's so fascinating is how the material frames this. It's not a language issue, really. It's a processing issue.
The middleman, you mean?
Precisely. The core argument is that native speakers don't translate. They just think. The idea and the word happen at the same time. And our goal today is to bridge that gap for you.
Okay, let's unpack this, because I think for a lot of people, hearing stop translating it's like telling someone with insomnia, just fall asleep.
Right. If I knew how, I would have already.
Exactly.
Hmm.
But the guide breaks down why it's such a trap.
Mhm.
So let's start there. Let's talk about the translation trap.
Let's do it.
The source points to 3 really specific downsides, and they are heavy hitters. The first one, and probably the most obvious, is speed.
This is the bottleneck. You physically cannot speak at a natural pace if you're translating.
Why, though? What's actually happening in the brain?
Well, think about the steps. First, you hear the English. Then, step 2, you have to translate it into your native language to really understand it.
Okay, got it.
Then, step 3, you think of your response in your native language. And then, step 4, you have to translate that response back into English before you can even say it.
Wow. When you lay it out like that, it's a miracle we can speak at all. It's like trying to run while carrying a heavy backpack.
It's a great analogy. And that extra work, that lag, it leads right into the second problem, which is psychological.
Confidence.
It just kills your confidence.
Yeah, that resonates, because when you're pausing, you feel like you're failing. You can feel the other person just waiting.
And that pressure creates a feedback loop,
Yeah.
right? The more you pause, the more anxious you get.
Yeah.
The more anxious you get, the harder it is to think.
But the guide says something here that's really counterintuitive. It says that translating actually makes you forget words.
Yeah, isn't that strange?
Doesn't make any sense to me. I would think translating is how you find the words.
You'd think so. But here's the trap. When you translate, you're looking for a specific, perfect word from your native language.
The exact one-to-one match.
Exactly. And if you can't find that perfect match, you freeze. Your brain locks up. But if you were just thinking in English, you wouldn't be hunting for a translation. You'd just grab the nearest good enough word, like sad or upset.
So the translation habit itself is what's causing the memory block.
It's creating friction where there shouldn't be any.
Yeah.
So the goal is to get to that point where you see a table and just think, table. No conversion step.
And luckily, the guide gives us some very concrete strategies to get there.
Yeah, to process.
Okay, so strategy number 1. And I have to admit, when I first read this, I felt a bit of resistance.
Oh, yeah. Why is that?
Well, it's called the simple English rule.
Ah, yes. The ego killer.
Right. The guide basically says we get stuck because we're trying to use words that are too difficult. We want to sound smart.
This is a huge psychological hurdle. In your own language, you're articulate, you're funny, you have nuance, and you want to be that person in English too.
So we try to force it. Okay, let's role play the example from the guide. I'll be the person stuck in the translation trap.
Okay, I'm ready.
So it's been a long day, and I want to express that perfectly. So I say, I am experiencing exhaustion.
And the guide suggests you just say, I'm tired.
See, but I am experiencing exhaustion feels so much more accurate.
Yeah.
But saying it took me like 5 seconds of buffering,
Right. And it sounds a little robotic, a
Ugh.
bit unnatural in a casual chat.
whereas I am tired is instant.
It's immediate. And here's the thing. Communication is about connection, not precision. If you're stuck searching for exhaustion, you've disconnected. If you just say, I'm tired, you're still in the conversation.
Okay, but let me play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
If I'm in a business meeting, don't I risk sounding I don't know, a bit unintelligent.
So you're toddler.
I'm tired.
I want food. But the guide argues that clarity is actually what sounds professional. There's a formula in the text: simple English, fast English. But I'd add simple English, confident English.
Confident.
Think about it. Who sounds more competent? The person who speaks slowly, stumbling to find some big fancy word, or the person who looks you in the eye and says simply and fluently, "We have a problem."
That's a really good point. We mistake complexity for intelligence, but it's the flow, the fluency itself, that people read as competence.
Exactly. You have to be willing to let go of the ego for a bit.
Simple English equals fast English. Okay, I can buy that. So that's vocabulary. But what about actually training the brain to generate these simple thoughts automatically?
This brings us to strategy number 2, narration and internal monologue.
The guide calls this daily thoughts in English. Basically, you narrate your own life as it's happening.
This is a foundational exercise. The idea is to take those everyday routine actions and attach the English language to them directly.
Okay, let's walk through the morning routine example. I want you, listening, to actually imagine this.
Okay, so you're waking up, the very first thought in your head, you force it to be English. I'm waking up.
Okay, eyes open. I am waking up. Then I go to the bathroom sink.
I am brushing my teeth.
I am brushing my teeth.
I am drinking water.
I am drinking water, and then
I am getting ready for the day.
I have to say, saying I am drinking water to myself feels a little bit insane. A bit kindergarten, you know.
I get it, but here's why it works. You are not translating. That's the key. You're performing the action drinking and simultaneously layering the English thought directly onto it.
You're labeling reality in real time.
Precisely. You are training the neural pathways to connect the action directly to the English words. You're bypassing your native language entirely.
So it's not about the content, it's about the wiring.
It's a drill. Like a musician playing scales, you do it to build muscle memory for your brain.
And it's low stakes. No one's listening to you brush your teeth.
Which solves that confidence problem we talked about. You can't be embarrassed inside your own head.
So you build the muscle in private, so it's ready for public?
Exactly. When you eventually have to say I'm tired, it won't be a translation effort. It'll be a reflex.
Okay, so we have simple words and internal narration. Now the guide moves us to strategy 3, which is about interacting with the world. It's called conversational logic.
Or mini conversation practice, as they call it.
And again, the focus is on extreme simplicity. Let's do the role play. I'll be person A.
Ready.
What are you doing?
I'm learning English.
Why?
Because I want to speak fluently.
And scene. It's incredibly short.
But it's perfect. Simple, clear, no translation needed.
But in real life, if someone asks me why, I feel this need to give this long, complicated answer.
Right. Well, I am currently undertaking a journey of self-improvement.
And by then, they've walked away.
Exactly. The guide is showing us that conversational logic in English often favors the direct path. Stimulus. Why? Response. Because.
Almost like ping pong. You don't catch the ball, inspect it, and then throw it back. You just hit it back immediately.
That's a perfect visual. The translation habit is catching and inspecting the ball. Thinking in English is just hitting it back.
So, okay, we have the strategies. Simple words, narration, conversational ping pong. But this is all useless if you don't make it a habit.
Right. The source wraps up with a daily checklist to build this English mode.
Item number 1, describe what you see.
This takes the narration practice out into the world. You look around you, you see a car, think car. You see a blue sky.
Blue sky. It's like playing I Spy with yourself all day.
It is. And it forces your brain to acknowledge your environment in English. If you're walking to the bus stop, you're mentally tagging things. Bus, person, red coat.
Saturating your mental landscape.
Yeah.
Okay. Item number 2. And the guide admits this one might look a bit funny. Talk to yourself.
Out loud. In English.
Yes, out loud. Now, why is that so important? Can't I just think it?
Thinking is great, but the physical act of speaking, of moving your tongue and your lips to make English sounds, that's a motor skill. It's muscle memory.
Ah, so it's like gym for your mouth.
Exactly. And honestly, just put in some headphones. Everyone will think you're on a phone call.
That is the modern loophole. Okay, and the third item is immersion. Specifically, listen to English podcasts daily.
Well, if you're listening to this, you're already doing it, so good job.
Check. But why is listening so crucial for thinking and speaking?
Because you need raw material. You can't think in a language you don't hear. You need to absorb the rhythm, the intonation. When the input is constant, your brain slowly starts to switch to English mode.
It's about saturation. You flood your brain with English, and eventually it just starts to spill over into your own thoughts.
That is exactly what we are aiming for. We want your inner monologue to start sounding like an English speaker. It's a slow, cumulative effect.
So you won't wake up tomorrow fluent, but if you do these things consistently,
The switch will happen, and one day you'll drop a glass and just yell, "Oh no," without even thinking about it.
that's the aha moment. So the guide ends with this really powerful message that I think ties it all together. It says, fluency is not about speed. It's about thinking clearly.
I love that distinction. We obsess over speaking fast, but that's not the goal.
The goal is clarity.
The translation process is a fog. It clouds your meaning. Thinking in English is clear. When you remove that translation step, you are more present. You're actually in the conversation, not stuck in your head.
So stop treating English like a secret code you have to crack.
And start treating it like a tool you use to navigate the world.
Okay, before we sign off, I want to leave you with one final thought.
Okay.
The text talked about switching to English mode. So here's a provocative question for you to think about. If your brain can switch modes, how might your personality change when you finally achieve that English mode?
That is a fascinating question. I mean, we talked about the simple English rule. If you're speaking more simply, more directly, maybe you become a more direct person.
Right. If you stop over-explaining because the language forces you to be concise, maybe you just become more decisive.
There's actually research that suggests we do act slightly differently in different languages. So when you stop translating and start thinking in English, who do you become?
Maybe you're not just learning a language. You might be unlocking a new part of yourself.
That's a wonderful way to look at it. Not a loss of your native self, but an expansion of who you are.
I love that. All right, that is all for our deep dive, but we aren't letting you go without a tiny bit of homework.
Oh, absolutely not.
Right after you finish listening, narrate your very next action.
Whatever it is, if you're taking off your headphones, just think, I am taking off my headphones.
I am closing this app. Just one sentence. Think it directly in English.
Start the habit right now.
Exactly. Break the buffering wheel. Thanks for diving in with us. We'll see you next time.
See you then.